So today we're going to be looking at the book The Giver by Lois Lowry. And we're going to be annotating the book. Now, does anybody here know what annotating means? Yeah, James.
It's when you make notes in the text.
That's exactly right. Annotating is marking up the text and making notes as you read to help you understand what's happening better and to help you remember. So it's very important in the reading process. And yeah, Tom?
I feel like I read books and I get them without doing that.
I know you might think that now, but I promise you that annotating really helps you understand deeper meaning in the book. And when you're going back and you're rereading your notes, it's very, very helpful to help you understand major plot points, characters, and you can even write down questions you have as you read, and then you can go back and answer them. So annotating actually is really important, even though it kind of seems like a hassle now. So, there are kind of 5 steps to annotating, and we're only going to be talking about one of them today, but it's a word, uncle. U stands for underline, N stands for note, C stands for circle, L stands for language, and E stands for elevate. In the next week, we're going to talk about what each of these letters means, because I know that they're very overwhelming now. But today we're going to talk about one that's pretty simple, and that's circle. You want to circle specific words in the text that you're reading to help you remember things as you go. So, before we get into the art of circling, I just wanted to point out the phrase, say uncle. In the olden times, when someone was maybe wrestling or fighting, the winner would make his opponent say uncle to have him submit when he's losing. In this class, we definitely don't want to fight each other, and we don't want to fight our books, but we do want to engage with our books to understand them better. And I bet you guys can guess how we're going to do that. Anyone?
Uncle!
Uncle? Well, what does uncle do?
It helps us annotate.
Exactly, by annotating. I knew you knew it too, James.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So let's delve right in. Anna, why don't you read the first 2 sentences of The Giver for us?
It was almost December, and Jonas was beginning to be frightened. No, wrong word, Jonas thought.
Great, thank you. Can anybody tell me something that they think they might annotate in those couple sentences? Yeah, Anna.
Jonas is the character's name.
That's exactly right. It'll help you remember who he is. And you know that he's introduced on the first page, and you won't forget his name. Awesome. Jisoo, why don't you read the next 2 sentences?
Frightened meant that deep, sickening feeling of something terrible about to happen. Frightened was the way that he had felt a year ago when an unidentified aircraft had flown the community twice.
Great. So, is there anything else in these next couple sentences that you think you might circle? Tom?
Frightened?
Yeah, and why would you circle frightened?
Because it's sort of like a special word.
What do you mean?
It means scared, but it's a different word for scared.
That's right. It's more sophisticated, right? And Lois Lowry explains what it means, and maybe that explanation might be different than something you and I would say. So you think it's important. What else do you notice about the word frightened in this passage? Yeah, James.
She says it a bunch of times.
That's exactly right. So what does that tell you about it?
It's important.
Exactly. Repetition signals that something is important, and so you want to pay attention to something like that. Great. Do you guys have any questions so far? Yeah, James.
Would you want to circle like Jonas like every time it came up?
No, you wouldn't want to circle Jonas every time he came up. That would be repetitive. Great, you guys. So right now, after we've kind of learned some of the basics of circling, we're going to learn a chant to help us remember all the rest of the important letters of uncle when we annotate. So you guys are going to repeat after me. Ready? Wrestle with your words, not with your knuckles.
Wrestle with your words, not with your knuckles.
And when you annotate, always say uncle.
And when you annotate, always say uncle.
All right, all together. Wrestle with the words, not with your knuckles. And when you annotate, always say uncle.